welcome to the show. We start this week's FailRace episode on GTA 5 with Principal Foe trying to get away from the police with the plane. I mean, not a bad choice in terms of getaway vehicles. The problem is, well, the FailRace Police Department, they are very committed today. They decided that the plane is not going to be able to get away. I think the plane could have taken off sooner, but I do admire their dedication to stopping said aircraft. Steel Guns up next on Cyberpunk. Now they are driving the Porsche. Very cool vehicle to have in the game. As you can see, it has somewhat bouncy suspension and, well, taking a shortcut down the hill ends up in, well, one hell of a bounce. I'm not going to lie, that is not how car suspension is supposed to work at all. I don't think. You're not really supposed to ping around. I guess it's worked in terms of travelling. It has worked. We're on to the Crew next. Now, we've heard of crash welding. You get that quite a lot on Beam, for example. But this is lag welding. The player with the police car is trying to stop a very laggy Mercedes. Now, it is rather difficult to do anything when a car is lagging that much. And, well... This one has absolutely murdered the police car and then pinged itself around. I mean, it has slowed down the Mercedes as well, but yeah, that's not really ideal. Beanbox is up next on Ghost Recon Wildlands, where everything is going wrong. I don't know much about this game. I presume it's a baddie's Jeep. He's shooting away, drives into some traffic and explodes, set fires to the car the player was trying to, in fact, set fire to everything. I mean, everything is on fire here, and sure enough, it's all gone bang. It's like one of those big explosion chains you sometimes get on GTA. This is not ideal. 80s Time Warp is on next on Carmageddon with a very ambitious AI. That is an AI police in a smart car trying to take out the semi-truck. I mean, it was a mighty impressive launch over the truck, I'm not going to lie. Fantastic landing, but it was always going to struggle against that truck. BreadBowl is up next on Mon Bazou. They are driving around with the pickup truck, just sort of minding their own business, messing around as you do. The thing is, once the truck's sort of spun backwards, it now is just infinitely gaining speed. No matter what they do, it's just decided to pick up speed, fly off of a mountain, jump a river. I mean, it does kind of eventually come to a halt. That's definitely not how any physics work. That one. The StepForward is up next on Construction Simulator. They are trying to, I guess, load up vehicles that they need for a job, right? I don't know what the one's a steam, well, it's a roller. I don't know what this thing is. I think it like lays the tarmac, perhaps. Either way, one thing I do know is it doesn't do that. The second they manage to get into it, it goes flying through the air, multiple flips before coming back down to earth, and kind of balancing itself at an awkward angle. Yeah, I don't know what's caused it to flip through the air. There wasn't any weirdness going. It looked like it was fairly well parked. The player got into it relatively sensibly, but no, it just decided it needed to go for a little bit of a fly. Lewis is up next on Project Cars, racing their Formula 1 style vehicle around Silverstone. Goes for a brave move into Maggots and Beckett's. Kind of makes it work just. I'm going to guess a curb did the business there to launch the AI car over the player vehicle, but amazingly, player car not really slowed down. Kam up next on Project Cars 2 is racing Indy cars at, I think, Daytona, this one, and, well, sure enough, things go wrong. They don't see the reason the AI car is slowing down in time and go for a big flip over all of the traffic. I mean, it's difficult to see when you are sort of that close up behind another vehicle, which you would be on an oval. So there's a wreck up ahead, and the player car just does not have that. Unfortunately for the replay camera, it's not quite in. You see the aftermath of it. I mean, it's quite a good landing, actually, for the player vehicle, that one. But that's not the only shenanigans. It turns out Daytona in Indy cars is quite difficult. I mean, it's exactly the same place again going on here when there's another sudden stoppage. This time, much bigger problems for the player car, as that one would be eliminated pretty much with engine damage. Yeah. Whatever goes on with the AIs at this particular corner is just not great. I mean, I don't know why they've just come to a halt for no reason. I mean, the player car, when it lands, it weirdly gets I guess it like grabs traction almost and pings itself off to the side. I mean, this keeps going on with shenanigans occurring down here. This is an AI car that has got very stuck. I mean, it's trying to rejoin by making more of a mess. That's one car taken out. It's blocked the next one. It's now stuck in the middle of the road as more vehicles are kind of flying into, well, I say flying into it, they've actually at least slowed themselves down. Yeah, they just can't seem to take Daytona properly in all of this. It's being mostly pushed. We've been kind of pushed away from the wall, and now it's stuck, and now they're tag teaming it, and now we're going to push it sideways down the road. That's definitely the best solution to deal with this poor, confused car. They kind of back themselves up. The next car does actually manage to stop and they get going. Oh, that's what started all of the slowdown. I didn't realize that was the order. That's why it was slowed down, because the AI was being... Yeah, the AIs are weird, basically. The AIs are weird. We move on to Assetto Corsa next. So this starts off with... You know, it's a fairly normal race. The player gets a little bit ambitious trying to go through the middle here at Brands Hatch, gets clipped from the car on the outside, and around they go. Okay, fair enough. These sort of things happen, and decide they're going to restart the race. Alright, you know, we've all been there. So they go to quit and restart. When they reload, all the Audis fall over. Good luck, because why not? I don't know what caused them to fall over, but there we go. Finally, we have Shep on Assetto Corsa driving the Integra, and the AIs just do not know how to drive at the Nurburgring. That was an AI Mercedes getting far too ambitious, causing a mighty accident. This is still AI cars up ahead, so the player gets going again. This is AI cars up ahead. They're not having a good day. There's 3 off in the grass through that section, and they're still having more problems trying to negotiate through the corners. BMW is going to lose the back end and decide of all the places to steer straight into the Porsche. So that's where that's where they ended up in trouble up that section, or one of the reasons they ended up in trouble at that section. Then everyone has just decided to have a park, as you do. Don't quite know why we come to a halt. I mean, it's a challenging circuit, but not quite sure why they've all stopped. The Ferrari leading the stopped brigade. Sure, why not? BMW is at a fast section once again. It's always a sketchy corner. That's the terrible line through there. It's straight into the wall and going to go for a spin. Not quite. Oh, and then take out the Porsche, because that hadn't had a crash. That took the corner sensibly. And another Porsche turned up a little bit later. They're not having a good time around this circuit. We're back on board with the player car as a Corvette carries too much speed and almost falls over. Doesn't quite fall over, but smacks the wall and skids along. Yeah, it turns out... I mean, the Nordschleife is a difficult circuit. Those AI were not having a good day. That is for sure. But there we go. That is going to be it for this episode. As ever, if you have clips you'd like to submit to this series, and we do need plenty more of them to be keeping this series going, you can submit them by a Google form. There'll be a link to it in the description. All the rules and how it works can be found on there. That, though, is going to be it from me. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.